2.
All right, my next guest's day job involves floating high above the planet and fixing $6 billion telescopes.
We get to go on this really cool adventure, but we don't get to take everybody with us. The experience that you go through while you're going through it is very cool, and so I wanted to try to capture some of the human side of what it was like to be up there and experience what we were doing.
You have about 2 feet to go out of the telescope.
We have a warning for you. There's a possible finger pinch hazard when you're stowing coaster on the aft fixture, so be careful.
Thanks, Mike.
You're stuck inside of that suit. It's not quite Barney's New York. It's a good suit, but it doesn't come with its own restroom or cafeteria.
That's always the problem with Barney's. Joining me now, the lead astronaut on the STS-125 mission and the star of IMAX Hubble 3D, Mike Massimino is here, everybody. How are you, sir?
Thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure and honor and privilege to have you here.
It's my pleasure.
Is that a common problem? You can throw a tie on the spacewalking suit, but you can't take advantage of the space undies and Barney's, or?
That's right. Yeah, it has limitations.
Yeah.
There's limitations. The suit works fine in space, but it's not necessarily the most comfortable thing. But it works well.
So, you know, the NASA gave us Velcro, but they still haven't given me permission to soil myself during a live interview.
Yeah, no. Well, you can always wear the diaper.
But yeah,
you can always do that.
Cross country too.
Yeah.
Another story. Let's talk about Hubble and IMAX in 3D because it is tough to compete for mindshare these days. Especially with the kids. I know lax marijuana laws in this country mean it's going to be sold out for weeks because we will sit and watch anything if it's shiny and in 3D and high def. And the ADD generation loves the reflection. But I think this is one of those films that could finally reinvigorate the public and the youth and get them thinking that, oh my God, space really is awe-inspiring again.
Yeah, I hope so. And it's the closest thing to being there. You know, we get to go, we get to see these wonderful things, and it's hard to describe and show. We can take pictures and video from the cabin, but when you get to see it on the big screen in 3D, it reminds me, it brings back my memories. And it allows, it's as close as you can get, and your memories fade. So getting to see it makes me feel like I'm there again, and allows me to share with my family and friends, and I think people are really going to enjoy seeing it.
Audiences may actually mess themselves because they feel like they're on that spacewalk.
Yeah, maybe we should include with the glasses, we should include the diaper.
Just hand them out as you go.
That's what we should try, maybe.
I would agree. Yeah. Although, don't take them back at the end of the viewing like they do the glasses.
That's right. You got to make the distinction.
That's for them to keep.
Yeah, keep going with it.
How difficult was the mission? I mean, first of all, what was wrong with the telescope in the first place? Because we were still getting imagery from the Hubble, right?
Yeah, it was working pretty well, but parts wear out. It's just like any other machine. Things are going to wear out. And it needed new batteries. It had the same batteries. It wasn't little double A's. These are gigantic batteries, right? Big batteries, but the same ones that it launched with 20 years ago. So it's time to replace those. These gyroscopes, which pointed very well, they wear out because they spin for a long time. We had to replace those. And then we upgrade stuff. Think about your digital cameras, right? When we started with them years ago to what they are now, how more powerful they are. Same thing with the cameras on Hubble. You know, the technology has gotten better, so we wanted to upgrade its technology. So it's kind of like an overhaul and an upgrade. And
you're going up there, you're checking the oil, your hand cranking the battery.
More or less, making sure, exactly.
Yeah.
Get it all going, make sure everything is just the way it should be.
Is that easy? I mean, why don't you could like vacuum pack a Geek Squad guy from Best Buy
and send him up there.
But
we're kind of like that.
How difficult is it? Because I can't imagine when they designed the telescopes, did they know that this sort of routine maintenance would be happening years and years later?
Yeah, this is the interesting thing about Hubble is that all these instruments we put on today, they didn't have those in mind necessarily when they launched it 20 years ago. So it was made so that it could be serviced by the space shuttle. Launched on the space shuttle, and they knew they were going to send up crews. We had 5 servicing missions. We were the last one. But 5 crews went up there to help invigorate it, repair it, and so on, and you could bring the new technology with you. So it was made to be serviced. It was made so we could do this.
And now the Hubble, it's sort of run its course, and there's a new one coming out in 2014, a new space telescope?
There's a new space telescope. It's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be further away from Earth, so it's going to be hard. We're not planning to go and service it, so hopefully it's all going to work. All right? The warranty has got to be really good on this one.
Did they upsell you? You might want to get the 10-year plan on this one, guys.
Make sure we get the right plan on this one. This one's going really far away.
And what are you guys trying to see exactly?
Just more of what else is out there with newer technology, further away from the Earth, because even though Hubble is far above the atmosphere, which makes it so powerful because they can see clearly out to the edges of the universe, they want something that is going to be even more more powerful, bigger, better technology, and further away, so it's away from the gravity and the light coming from the Earth, and it can do an even better job than
I
Hubble.
always hear that the government has satellites and technology that can, look up Hannah Montana's nose hairs in her backyard.
I looked around for those things. I didn't see any.
Yeah, so,
and I was like, so where is that stuff?
Yeah, so,
I don't know where that stuff is. I couldn't see any of them.
Tell me this new technology was going to give us real-time high-def video in 3D when we load up the Google Maps. Is that's not coming out?
I hope so. I don't know. I don't know if we can do it. But the Hubble looks out. It doesn't look back.
Just
what we do.
All you do on your next spacewalk, you go like this.
And turn the thing?
Boom! That is it.
Now we got to go back. Now we got to go back to Hubble.
And I will pay monthly
reason.
to access that website if I can point it where I need to. How does going into space change you? I mean, aside from the superpowers you get from the radiation and whatever that... I imagine you got something cool going on, but I mean, really, because you say that seeing this film is the closest you can get to describing it and feeling like you're there, but emotionally, like, how does it actually change you?
The view of the Earth is what gets you, particularly from a spacewalk, when you're not looking through a window and you're out there in your little bubble of a helmet and you can see everything, and the planet is this gigantic round. It takes up your full view, but you see this gigantic planet that we live on.
This flat disk floating in space.
It's not flat.
Okay, all right, okay. We could debate this for hours.
You're going to say, no, it really is round, actually. We've proven that by seeing it. It's this big round thing that's up there, and I guess what my perspective on the Earth changed. Because you look at it and you say, man, this isn't the Earth that we know. I drove over here in a car today. You know, we go to a ball game, play your video games, whatever. That's like the Earth, we go to the grocery store. But it is a planet out there in all this chaos that's going on. You can see the Earth here, and I can turn my head and see the moon, and I can turn my head and see the stars, and we're out there in the middle of all of it. The Hubble is showing us what else is around us, but we are all space travelers. And that's how it's kind of changed my view of where we are.
I just hate, like, I can't go 2 cities away for relaxation and without feeling bummed that I'm coming home to LA. I can't imagine the feeling when you're coming back down from space, like you're going to have that Hurt Locker moment in the supermarket where you're like, oh, they're selling space toys. Yeah, I was there, jerks. Some kids whining for something does it make the everyday sort of the drudgery of life?
And you're coming back from this great trip, and you come home, you pull into the driveway, and I'm like, how did those shingles come off the roof? Who left this? When did this happen? Well, anybody been cleaning the pool? I get to my kids, can any of you take these leaves out of the pool?
All right, I'm going on a mission in the deep end to fix the filter basket. Let's go.
Exactly. This is what happens, though. But you're actually glad to be home. We were glad that we did our job and the Hubble was going to work. And you're glad to make it back because you knew you had to come back eventually. So it's a little bittersweet, but the memories are so wonderful. It makes you want to go back.
And I'm glad you guys shot it all in high def and in 3D. I couldn't believe that. Is the film good? Tell me it is, because
I like it.
I'm going to see it.
No, I really like it. I've seen it one time, and it really brings back these memories. I was sitting there, they were showing the launch sequence, for example, and my wife was with me in the theater, and she thought, because the IMAX sound is so good, she thought like her seat was shaking.
It was vibrating.
It was me next to her. Actually, like watching, whoa! I felt like just like I was on the shuttle.
So the same pucker factor and everything.
The same thing, man. I was bringing it all back. So I loved it. I got to relive it, and I got to share it with my wife. And that's one of the sad things about being in space. For me, when you see all this beautiful stuff, how am I going to describe it to people? I wish my wife could. I wish you could see it. I wish your viewers could see it. But you can't because you're not with me.
Send me an Evite for the next trip. I'll be there.
I'll do it. I don't know if they'll let you on.
I'll shake your seat next to you and make rumbling noises. It'll be great.
But now you can share it.
I'm going to absolutely see it. And one thing that it's kind of bittersweet, the space program is changing. There's going to be no more shuttle missions.
Shuttle's going out of business.
So what's next for you? I mean.
Well, we're going to try to finish that out strong. We can't forget about that. We got 4 more missions to go, so we got to get those up and back safely. And then after that, we have a partnership with other countries, and we still have the International Space Station going. We're going to be using the Russian Soyuz spaceship for a while, and hopefully developing another one that we can use as well. Give us some more options. So there's a possibility of maybe commercial companies providing it for us, or some kind of joint partnership. But they were exploring what to do. But it's a big turning stop sign or turning switch or fork in the road or something is coming up because the shuttle is ending, and we need to come up with a different direction.
Right. Well, I hope that this film changes the public mindset. It fascinates me. I can't wait to see it, and I can't thank you enough for coming on, Mike.
I appreciate your interest. Thank
you so much. Really. Thanks, you guys, IMAX Hubble 3D opens in IMAX theaters on Friday. Go see it. Awesome. Thanks, you. Really. Absolute pleasure.
That was fun. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I get a lot of guests on promoting a lot of films, and I've never seen the crew go, wait, when is that out? I saw the
really?
honest to God. Like, people are psyched.
Because you reach